Texas Tech TCU in the Big 12, 62.5. Bet Online just came out with this total right now, and it looks like the Horned Frogs laying 7.5 at home. Kelly, Big 12, you know it as well as anybody. What are you looking for in Texas Tech TCU?
I did take the bait with Texas Tech against West Virginia, and they looked terrible early on. They had a chance to get back in it, threw a late interception, didn't get the cover. But I still do have this Texas Tech team rated a little bit higher than other people do, and I have a little bit of faith in them here in this spot. I think 7.5 is just a little too many. I think the game should be closer to 6. So if I'm getting a 1.5 worth of value on Thursday night in Dallas, this isn't going to be, TCU doesn't have some insane home field advantage. I do think they have the coaching edge here in Gary Patterson. I think he's a much better coach than Cliff, but you have to remember Cliff is still in the hot seat. Just because you beat Oklahoma State as a double-digit dog doesn't mean you get to save your job. So they've got to pick up some wins here, and I think this is one that they could pick up. And then obviously they'll probably pick up one at KU, and that might be it for the rest of the season. At Iowa State's always a tough place to play, Oklahoma and Texas, so I think this is a win, a must win to say if this team wants to go to a bowl game.
Yeah, interesting. He is on the hot seat, and they do got to go bowling. I mean, big man, I know what you think of Cliff Kingsbury, so I'm guessing you think the 7.5 with TCU, you would look to lay it here?
I have some real questions about this game. I'm going to be honest. I'm not running to the window to bet either side, and I'm going to tell you why. First of all is, who are you going to have playing in this game? I mean, Sean Robinson, the quarterback for TCU, has got a shoulder injury. Kavonte Turpin's undisclosed. He may not play. Then you look at the other side of the ball. None of these quarterbacks at Texas Tech can stay healthy. McLean Carter, we haven't seen him in a while. Alan Bowman's been in and out of the lineup. And look, not for nothing, I'm not really in love with this Jet Duffy kid. He played pretty well against West Virginia, but he was pretty inaccurate. He threw 2 interceptions against a much better defense. You would have to imagine he has a little bit more trouble. But I think Kelly makes a good point. If you want to go to a bowl game, you got to find a way to win games like this, have a shot to even win games like this, even late. There's too many question marks for this game. I will throw out, though, the fact that Tech has covered 6 of 9 as a dog of 3.5 to 10 points. So they're grabbing points in these games, generally playing pretty well with them. But I got to see a little bit more from injury reports before I evaluate this game. There are too many question marks. I just don't want I don't want anything with TCU until I know if Robinson's playing, and I don't really want anything with Texas Tech until I find out who's going to play quarterback. If it's Bowman, I could consider maybe taking the points here.
Yeah, I can see that as well. And what about it being a short week? A Thursday night here with both teams did play on Saturday, correct?
No, both are off
I don't believe so. I think, I was gonna say they're both off a bye, so
okay.
that always helps.
Yeah. So as far as preparing for this game, it's not like Texas Tech is at that big of a disadvantage as far as a short week. Although in the handicap, it could mean more to Kelly's point of the coaching advantage, Gary Patterson, with the extra preparation time.
You got to figure if you don't. Go ahead, Kelly. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say I agree with you. I think he is the better coach here, but also you have to remember Kingsbury. I'm looking 6-3 against the spread in their last 9 games versus TCU. Texas Tech has covered, and then also TCU has not been great. 1-4 against the spread in their last 5 games at home. Is just not really that great of a stat as far as a betting perspective. So even though Gary may have the coaching edge and can win this game, that doesn't mean that they're going to necessarily cover.
Good point. And you got that hook on the 7, which obviously
I think that's really what intrigued me when I first saw it. Usually send us the list of games and I go, ooh, I'm getting a hook with Tech. And then I looked into it a little bit more. And like I said, I thought the game should have been about 6. Unless you want to give TCU a little bit more credit. But again, it's not Saturday night. This is still a Thursday night game where I just am not. I mean, I've been to the stadium. It can get rocking, but it's nothing like Texas Tech has seen. I mean, they can go to Norman. They can go to Manhattan, Kansas. They can even go. I would go as far as to say that TCU and Baylor probably have the 2 worst home advantages in the Big 12. Maybe besides KU, I guess. I forget about KU every once in a while.
Are they even in the Big 12,
Sometimes I have to remind myself.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I just said sometimes I have to remind myself that they're actually in the Big 12 and that you can't. This year I have to remind myself that K-State can't just circle them as a win. I'm terrified of that game. Luckily, you get to play them in Manhattan, Kansas.
Yeah, for sure. What about this TCU? So you've been there. It's kind of a smaller Big 12 stadium. I mean, it does have an upper
It
deck and
is.
everything, but you don't
It's a
think it's good?
smaller school. It's a smaller stadium. It's a nice stadium, but it is not some massive home field advantage. I mean, it's not going to a Texas Longhorns game in Austin. It's not. Texas A&M used to be in the Big 12, and when they were going to Kyle Field was just insane. And then we lose A&M, we pick up TCU, and we're going. This is where we're gonna like K-State. I've been to 2 games in Dallas, or I guess technically Fort Worth. Um, which one is it? I don't even remember anymore. They're like the same city to me. But that being said, like both games, it didn't feel like you could take the air out of the crowd very quickly. And here's the Texas Tech offense. They get up 2 scores. There's now no home field advantage. And we've seen Texas Tech be able to do that before. Not saying that they don't go up 2 scores and keep their foot on the gas, but their defense is going to give up 2 scores right after that.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to our channel. Now we've put a lot of work into producing all these free videos, so please help us out and keep all our content free for you forever by simply liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Now, not to mention, a visit to our industry-leading website will warm the hearts of all our SBR employees, especially myself. Now, the links are over there to the left, so do check those out. Thanks for watching.